That's what I says. Oh, you have my tab open? Hi, Dusk. Welcome in. Yeah, it's okay. You can find the VOD on other my channels. How are you doing? Oh, well. Oh well. Welcome back to the waking world. Oof. I've been better. Brain's in a weird place right now. Just giving people time to filter in before we start this. I've never played this before, so this is going to be a new experience for all of us. Before I forget to do that... There we go. Hugs. mentioned doing this, I don't know how many streams ago, but this is a Tron visual novel. And the sequel to it came out a few months back. A few months back. Except it's not a visual novel. God, my stammering. Go suck a dick. I don't know what the genre's called, but it's like Hades. I'm not surprised. It flew under a lot of radars. Radars? Did I say raiders? Yep, there you go. Once we hit the 10-minute mark, I'll start. So, 15 seconds. Hi, Helix. Welcome in. Alright, have yourself a good sleep.
Welcome to the Grid program. You can read at your own pace. If you miss anything, there's a chat log on the pause menu. Text speed and scale can be adjusted for your comfort in settings. Are you ready to begin? Program? Initializing. It's a cold night in the city. Nothing new there. You pull your coat tighter. Feel the heat of its glow, a small comfort against the brittle rain. Across the park stands the repository, a grand building. It stands sentinel among all surrounding it. This is architecture as power play. Oh. I see. It's also where you'll be working tonight. You step forward, taking in the data trees that flank your path. Suddenly, the screech of tires against asphalt to your left, the rhythmic pulse of a light cycle at full speed. You turn, seeing the cold blue light racing towards you. Will you hold your ground, or dive out of its way? You choose to hold your ground. You step forward, I'd say. You hold out your hand. Stop. The cycle doesn't slow. In fact, you could swear it accelerates. Defiant. It blasts past on your left. 2 more cycles follow it. Yellow. Core. Whatever the racer did, it was bad enough to get 2 enforcers on their tail. Peacekeepers. That was the polite word. You operate in a less than polite world. You push forward, more gingerly now. The park has fallen silent again. Good. At the entrance to the repository stands a slab of a security program. His armor is scuffed and scratched, as is his face. A cool smirk is attempted to break through his clenched jaw. Bit of trouble on the road there, Chief? The program's name is Grish. Nothing I can't handle wakes you up. I'll catch them later. Which do you choose? You choose wakes you up. He laughs. You didn't dodge the light cycle. Next time, look both ways. You're not gonna win a fair fight with a speeding light cycle. The laughing stops and is replaced by a stern frown. Grish says, "Can I help you?" You respond, "Greetings, program." "Cute," says Grish. You can tell from the scowl that crosses the program's face that he isn't one for proper greetings. Who are you? You flash your badge. 4 squares arranged in a T. It designates you as a member of the Disciples of Tron, a detective. No boss, no assigned task but uncovering truths. A professional observer. You say, "My name's Query. Your boss called me in. Something happened here. Something big enough to bring in outside help." The program is taken aback. He steps away from the door and motions you in. You could have sworn you saw the light in his eyes pulse with frustration. This isn't going to be an easy night. You say, "This will be easier if you work with me. Did I offend you? Or we're going to be friends, I can tell." You choose the second option. Did I offend you? No answer. The program slams the door shut behind you, reactivating its glowing lock. No escape. Definitely not going to be an easy night. The lobby of the repository is beautiful. It demonstrates the same power as the exterior. Grish hustles you into the elegant space. You note that it is empty, quiet. Where is everyone, you ask? Grish replies, it's late. Only a skeleton crew tonight. And a prisoner in the library. Prisoner? You respond? Don't worry about it. Grish looks tired. It must have already been a long night. He growls. It wasn't my call to bring you in. I had this handled. I was about to begin my investigation. Investigating what? You've been told nothing? I get the call, I run the program. Nothing at all. That sounds like him. You can tell Grish isn't used to dealing with inquiries like yours. He ushers you past the lobby's vacated front desk towards an elevator. We've moved all non-essential stuff to a secure location, Grish says. I've been ordered to send you up to Prince. He runs this tower, and he's taken the events of the night very personally. You'd think they'd stolen from his own personal collection. Maybe, way he sees it, that's exactly what happened. There's been a robbery, you ask? That's right, says Grish. Someone picked tonight to steal something precious from us. Prince will fill you in on the details. I don't know them all yet, either. I heard the explosion, he continues. Activated the lockdown and put things in order. Since then, I've been out here, securing the perimeter and waiting for you to show up. Took you long enough. I guess you're busy holding up traffic. Not successfully. But I respect the effort. An explosion, you ask? Yeah, responds Grish. A long way up. I've not been up there yet. But it was loud. Could it have been a bomb? Who knows what's up there, Grish responds. But I have to assume any explosives would have been tightly secured.
Hi, sweetie. Welcome in. How are you doing?
Grish moves to the elevator. A keypad to its side awaits activation. He reaches out his hand to the panel. It hovers. A sharp intake of breath. Grish seems confused. What? Is there a problem? He inquired. Grish is confused and mounts. He extends. He stands in front of the panel, looking at it, then back to you. His confusion deepens. He catches himself. His confusion now turning into frustration. Since the explosion, he says, I've been missing things. Memories? Yes. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the explosion, but my memory axis is failing me. There are holes. Your DOT, you said? You could defragment identity disks, can't you? Recover memories? With consent, yes. I grant it. Do what needs to be done. Here, take it. He hands you his disc, grudgingly. You choose to defrag it. The goal of defragmentation is to reduce the number of cards in a program's disk to match the target value. Clear cards by dragging over other cards to knock them out. You can drag a card 1 or 3 playable spaces in either direction, but not across the gap at the top of the disk. As you play, different errors and disk complexities will mix up the rules. Clear 8 cards. Match data cards to defrag a disk. Drag the circle card onto its matching neighbor. As well as suits, you can match by number. Drag the 3 card to its neighbor. There are 2 legal move types, adjacent and 3 packets away. I see. Cards cannot cross the top of the disc. No move is final. Undo any play at any time. Stuck? Let the AI make your next move, a limited number of times per puzzle. To complete a puzzle, reduce card count to the target. Pick your own moves from now on. Target number is 1. Memory restored. Completed 179 seconds / 7.16 microcycles. New memory. A significant number. Do you wish to view the memory? The administrator, Prinz, smiled. I think that's everything. Did you have any questions? Grit shook his head, silent. He knew the job. It seemed simple enough. No need to put the new boss off with an unguarded question or comment. You're not the talkative type, I suppose? Good. Prince typed a number into the elevator. Stopped himself. You need a code, I suppose. Are you a religious program, Grish? Grish grunted, non-committal. I don't ask for utter devotion. But I do expect respect for myself, for Core, and for the users. Let this be a daily reminder to you of their importance and seniority to us all. He gestured toward the pad and keyed in 1982. 1982. The year Flynn first made contact with the programs, according to the user calendar. A sacred time. Burn it into your memory. Grish did so. He would use this code every centicycle. You hand the disc back. Grish takes it, replaces it on his back. A slight pulse in his eyes signals the data refresh. Got it, Grish says. He gives the slightest of nods. It's the closest you'll be getting to a thank you. He taps the code into the elevator, unlocking it. I've unlocked repeat access rights for you, Grish says. You'll be able to travel to any location Prince allows. Are there any other gaps in your memory? You ask. Grish grunts. He's clearly frustrated to have shown this weakness to you. You move towards the elevator, but Grish puts out a heavy hand, blocking your path. I'm not going to let you do this without me, he says. You offered to let him join you. Grish laughs. I don't join you, program. You join me. That could work, you say. A smile? Okay. You push forward. He's surprised. Let's work together, you say. You reach out a hand. He takes it and shakes it. All right. The most sincere smile of the night plays across Grish's face. Prince's office is upstairs, Grish says. He'll be waiting for you. For us. What's he like? You ask. Fine, Grish replies. A little too fixated on the users, but fine. I think I scare him a little. The elevator doors open. It's time to visit the man who called you here. Prince may consider this an office, but it's more of a shrine. User memorabilia lines the walls. Prince himself stands by the window, looking out over the city. He turns and smiles as you both enter. Oh, I see. I missed that downstairs. Anyway. You've accepted Grish's help. You found a friend in Grish, Prince says. Grish smarts. You hired one for me, Prince. I did, Prince says, and you seem exceptionally happy to have the company. Prince chuckles to himself. Very glad you could join us, Query. You've come very highly recommended. Reputation is everything, you say. A program after my own heart, replies Prince. Welcome. Prince steps in front of his desk. He registers your confusion at the bright
Lights on its surface.
A little showy, perhaps, he says. I've been told it looks like a shrine, but much like the users, I enjoy a little theater. You didn't hire me to talk about desks. Observant, Prince says. See? You're already on the case. Prince smiles another smile. It is a smile calculated in its charm. The kind of self-conscious allusion to kindness that you've only ever seen in those with assured authority. Grish, still standing, tenses. He's seen that smile too many times. Tell me, query, Prince says. For whom do you fight? I fight for the users. Another smile, more sincere this time. A traditionalist. A program after my own heart. A user set this world in motion when...
Apologies. Agreed.
Prince steps back to the window.
Hey, Mira.
What was that voice?
That was weird. Oh, I see what happened. No, well, ignore that. Actually, can I readjust that too?
Flynn built this world for us, query. He built us an ark safe from clue.
I'm sorry, what?
From his intolerance of our own kind. We must never forget what we owe, whose grace we rely upon. He saw the potential of the ISOs and our value. Your order was created with similar optimism. The disciples of Tron. Independent seekers of truth in the face of tyranny. It's all very impressive, I'm sure. You, too, are part of Flint's design. Do not forget it. He will return. We owe him everything. We surely do, program. We surely do. Grish tenses. The boss and I have different views on the subject. I fight for the programs of the repository. In the war, they taught us to fight for the one next to us. Keeps things simple. Prince frowns. Your loyalty to those around you is why I indulge your argumentative demeanor, Grish. But loyalty without faith is a fickle thing. My faith is strong, says Grish. Not entirely convinced, Prince moves towards a bookcase. My interest in the users goes beyond blind faith, says Prince. I imagined you've noticed my collection. Yes, very impressive. Thank you. Does any piece in particular catch your eye? The currency token. Prince takes a small metallic disc from the shelf. This is a quarter, a unit of currency denoting 25% of a US dollar. It serves two primary purposes: the activation of gaming terminals and a rudimentary binary random number generator. The disc runs code? No, it is flipped, with the resulting top face denoting a binary value. Users lack the observational skills to process every contributing input, so it works well enough. He flips the coin in the air, catches it. Call heads or tails. Tails. He looks at the coin. Ah, well done. Prince puts the coin back on the shelf. Fascinating, you say. Prince smiles. Indeed. His face stiffens. For the first time, he lets the stress of recent events show. Grish, says Prince. It's impossible to tell if Grish is sympathetic or frustrated. Tonight, says Prince, the unacceptable has occurred. Our repository has been broken into and our work is in great danger. I'm sure Grish told you about the explosion. Our vault. We have been attacked. I don't know for sure who did this, but I have my suspicions. I need to know who is responsible and what they stole from us. What was in the vault? A good question, says Prince. I don't know. We serve at the pleasure of Core, and they move items in and out as they please. Prince looks down. I wish I had a better answer, but for now, I am as in the dark as you. My building is host to a great many treasures, but presumably tonight someone stole our greatest jewel. He gestures broadly. The programs with the answers are throughout this tower. I'm hoping that an outsider like yourself might be able to find the truth of all this. I'd start with the crime scene, or the suspect we already caught. It was necessary to contain the threat, Grish interjects. Absolutely, Prince agrees. Grish turns to you. A visiting dignitary. I don't like new faces. Not when there's a coincidental explosion moments after their arrival. One of my men secured the prisoner immediately. We've created temporary... Prince pauses, considers his choice of words. Accommodations in the library. Give my apologies to Ada when you see her. Not exactly her role to play jailer. I'll interrogate the prisoner. to tell me, Program, Prince says. The DOT are independent of my authority. I hope that you also remember your oath of non-interference. Come back here when you have anything to tell me, or any questions I can answer. Prince's smile broadens. It's been good to talk to you, Query. I'll make it known to my staff that you were supported in your investigation. I believe you can do good work here. This is my repository. I will do anything I can to help you. Come to me if you need anything. You leave the office. Grish follows. For the users, Prince says.
If I didn't say it before, hi Mira. Thank you for the 50 stream streak. Wow. And take care, Helix. Have a good sleep.
The lobby is empty. Nothing here for us.
Ah, damn, I was hoping to get codex for the elevator.
The library is vast. Undulating, distant platforms hang from the walls. The air is wet, the cold white glow of the space dreamlike. But it's the trees that make the grandest impression. Tall and old and impossibly complex, they curl and swirl and the energy falls before you. You've never seen anything like them. Not before. Not on this scale, anyway. Grish leans conspiratorially towards you. This isn't a place I'm comfortable with, Program. Learn what you want to learn from the library. But remember, we're here so you can question the suspect. Nothing more. You go to correct him, but before you can, you are interrupted again. You brought a friend, Grish? This is Ada. Yours and Ada's work is similar. You both construct facts. While the DOT trained you to seek and reconstruct truth, Ada's function is more creative. Ada builds narratives and stories, histories of the grid, and premonitions of where it might go next. Her work is inspiring as well as terrifying. The power in this room is infinite. You hope she takes her role seriously. The program that stands before you wears glowing white like the room around her. You enjoy my garden? She asks. I've never seen anything like this before. Her eyes dart across the space. Few have. This place is very special. She kneels down, checking the leaves of a tiny plant at her feet. She turns each over in her fingertips, inspecting them in turn. Content, she stands up, smiling again. Grish smirks. I am Ada. Welcome to my garden. It's beautiful. A different smile, something approaching pride. You have the sense she'd never admit as much, though. Thank you, Query. This is the greatest library on the grid. It's the centerpiece of the repository, the very purpose of its existence. Before you lies the grand total of knowledge from nearly 2,000 cycles of our society. From the founders to this moment. All of it pristine. Ada walks over to a tree, grand and towering. She reaches out a hand, brushes a leaf, and letting its energy fizzle at her touch. A crackle of utter sonic complexity. You've seen trees before, I imagine, she says. Of course, you reply. Do you know what they are? A decoration inspired by the users. Is that a trick question? Always assume they occurred naturally, an outcome of the grid. We'll just go with the more plausible option. They are certainly beautiful, Ada replies. But that's not the whole story. Trees are data, records of our history, not individuals, but an entire society. They are our memory at a cultural level. I understand you work with identity discs as part of your investigations. Has the similarity between these forms and the data you see in your travels ever struck you as interesting? She pulls her hand away from the leaf. Your order, she says. The DOT. You do not interfere. You seek truth, but seek to have no impact in the worlds you investigate. The echoes of your kind in my garden are quieter than most. You believe her. It is as intended. I have questions, you say. I am sure you do, she replies. Ask them. Take your time, and then I have someone to introduce you to. Remember why you're here, program, Grish says. At multiple points in your investigation, you'll have the opportunity to dig in deeper via investigation choices, marked with a magnifying glass. Take your time to ask as many as you like, then move on. Let's see. Any memory loss? She looks confused. There seems to be some of it going around, you say. Maybe linked to the explosion? No, nothing. Maybe we're insulated from the bulk of it. The trees blocked the storm. Not all of them survived, though. Some of my saplings, though recent and obscure, seem to have been shattered by the force of the explosion. I may be able to rebuild, replant, but I am sure we have lost a great deal. You don't have backups? She shakes her head. That would be illegal. Core demand that all curated data remain here, in the library, accessible to them when desired. To take anything out of the building would be a crime. She pauses. I'm sorry for my outburst. It is a blessing you are here tonight. Flynn be thanked. If trees occur naturally, why have a garden? She nods, respecting the question. It is one she has been asked before. The data of trees in the wild is rich. They capture all around them, but the noise is also chaotic, unguarded, raucous even. In my library, I can cultivate the data, refine it, prune it. I can find the truth and preserve it for future generations. You do not wish to make insinuations. That sounds like an enormous task, you say. Ada exhales, almost a chuckle. It is, she says, but I have time and relatively few interruptions until tonight. I'm grateful to do what I love. You believe her? I know my role, she says. I was expecting shelves, books, you say. Ada laughs. As with Prince's shelves of user entertainments, I don't blame you. So much of our world is contextualized by the users and their arcane, oblique practices. I've been speaking to my guest at length on the topic. It is an irony that they had to cut down their trees and transform them into books. Our method is lossless. How long does it take to learn to read this data? How long did it take you to learn to read the data of an identity disk, to guide programs to the truths they already knew? It takes many cycles to study, but you don't learn much before you find yourself in the field. Precisely, she says. It is the same with my work. As with many things, the library has no value without the one who can use it. Let's move on.
Hi, Spud. Welcome in.
As you wish, says Ada. The librarian motions toward the center of the library. A platform juts out into the humid air. Please, follow me to the observation desk. Both of you. As you walk, she explains. Under normal circumstances, this is a space of tranquility. The observation deck provides a place to meditate, to consider the knowledge collected here. To knock on the sky, listen to the sound. Ah, a student of Flynn. Some truths transcend the speaker. Indeed, you're in the right place. You continue walking. A bright energy field surrounds the end of the platform. Ada notes your reaction. A safety measure. Under normal circumstances, it would be unfortunate to fall from the perch. Grish smiles. And a perfect prison, he says, under irregular circumstances. You are now close enough to see that the energy field has an occupant, an exceptionally tall figure sitting cross-legged at its center. Interesting. I will leave you alone with him, Ada says. I encourage you to be respectful. This is, after all, an ambassador, a guest in my garden. A traitor in our midst, says Grish. Ada winces. My guest, Grish. She corrects him. Grish gestures her away. The man in the energy field looks up at you as you approach. Sad eyes peer out from a strangely pale face, faceted and lit by two bright eyes. It is a timeless face, and one you instinctively know has seen a great deal. Greetings, things programs. Grish sneers. How are you holding up, you ask? As well as can be expected, replies the prisoner. I would prefer to be elsewhere, of course. I should introduce myself. I am Sira, ambassador for the Automata. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Query of the DOT. I've been asked to investigate events tonight. I've been told you are a criminal, but I will form my own opinion. You have my word. You nod respectfully. Grish grimaces, unimpressed. Sierra smiles. You find yourself fascinated by the structure and patterning of this face, the way it contorts in a flawed attempt to make a very user expression. You try not to stir. He notices. Am I your first automata? Query. Yes. I am sorry for staring. He looks at you quizzically. It can be strange to be exposed to the new, he says. The automata have kept to themselves for some time. It's reasonable that the rest of society would be surprised by our appearance. In truth, I am proud of the difference. We choose not to look like the users of myth, but walk our own path. I stared only because you look transcendent. Thank you. This is only a pale approximation of my true form, however. Among your kind, I do what I can to approach the aesthetic of a user. I've been told it makes you more comfortable to be reminded of your myths. His smile broadens. Let's get to the matter at hand. My crimes? Grish steps forward. You know what you did, he says. Grish, do you even know what you are accusing me of? Grish tightens, his frustration growing. Directness seems to be the best path. Are you innocent, Sierra? Sierra locks eye contact with you. I am not. Not that your friend particularly cares. Grish's fists tighten. A flash of light plays across his eyes. Tell the truth, liar.
Did I misread something? Why is he mad because he just said he's not innocent?
The prisoner stands slowly. He is a giant, almost twice your height. He looms over you. There is great strength here, but also a gentleness to his posture, his movements. I am not your enemy, Query, and I do not believe you are mine either. I will happily answer your questions if you return to me. I will help in every way I can, but I fear I'm as ignorant as everybody else here. He points at Grish. But that one? That one cannot join us again. His mind is locked on target. He will not find your real culprit for you. Sierra turns his back to you. Your conversation is over. For the time being. It may be time to visit the scene of the crime. The vault. A memory of great energy hangs in the air. The vault, what's left of it at least, is incredible. Hot red light permeates every corner, highlighting the blue cracks and damage of the explosion. The heat of that light is matched only by the cold of the wind blowing through from outside. In the place of the vault interior is the gaping wound of the blast. The light of the city outside is weightless. Slumped in the corner, you see the only other program present, a guard. An exhausted face looks up and back at you. Their clothes are more ornate than Grish's. This isn't one of his guards. A Corps honor guard, maybe. What happened? Asks the program. A good question. You turn to Grish. This will be delicate, you say. It will, he says. You lead. Whatever they were guarding is gone. They didn't talk much after the explosion. I left them here to recover. He stands back by the door as you approach. Rank and ID number. No. May I ask you some questions? No. But I don't think I have any answers. It's only now that you realize, looking at the guard, how young they are. Their hair and uniform are pretty messed up, but this guard isn't more than a child. A kid left to guard something worth destroying this vault over. I'm Query from the DOT. I'm here to help. Okay. Am I in trouble? Not at all, you say. Oh. Good. This is going nowhere fast. The guard needs help. Likely this close to the blast, their entire memory is locked out. You kneel down in front of them, gesture towards the identity disc on their back. I'm Query, you repeat, of the DOT. You said that already. I did. If you'll let me, I can skim your disk, help you put some of the details together, maybe start to figure out what happened here. Okay. They understand. You reach over, take their disk. It is time to make some connections. Clear 2 cards of the same value consecutively. Blocker errors are temporary cards which take up space. Work around them. Interesting. When the bar next to the blocker card is full, it disappears. Ah, I see. If you're lucky, blockers may turn a gap of 2 cards into a gap of 3. Two cards of the same value consecutively. The program sat in the branches of a tree, looking down to their friend. Cass? What are you doing? Cass was sitting at the tree's roots, fiddling with some fallen data shards, looking at them intently. Cass! Cass looked up from their twigs, locking eyes with their friend in the tree. A smile passed between them, and then Cass returned to their twigs, observing their digital nuance, pondering it. You replace the disc on the guard's back. When you met this program, you knew nothing of them. Some programs are mysterious by choice, others have mystery forced upon them by circumstance. There are truths to be uncovered here, and perhaps good reasons why those truths have been suppressed until now. Your new friend could be the key to tonight's events. Are they the victim, a participant, or something else? Cass. My name is Cass. It's a start. You smile and help Cass to their feet. Steady there. Then make a concerted effort to stay standing and manage it. Unsteady but vertical. Thank you, Cass says. It feels like the explosion just happened. Light and sound all around me. It was horrible. You look out at the gaping void of the vault and the city lights beyond. Do you remember anything else? Anything at all? Cass steps over to look at the city with you. Like, what? A program? Anyone can say. Yes. Cass considers. I don't remember anyone. I was alone before it happened, I think. It's hazy. I'm trying to be helpful. I swear, it all just keeps slipping through my fingers. The explosion fried their memories. You'll need to come back. Work through this with them. Your only witness barely remembers anything beyond their name. Do you have any questions for me? You ask them. One. What's DOT? You chuckle. You've never been asked that before. Saying DOT tends to make programs less talkative, if anything. I'm a detective. I solve mysteries. That's... well... You heard of Tron? The program who fought for the users? Cass seemed confused by their own question. Huh. A story I remember being told a long time ago. You smile. Yes, well... My order bases itself on his example, without the allegiance part. We believe in finding the truth without fighting for anyone's side. Truth should exist outside of that. At least, that's what I was taught. Although I've lost sight of that in the past. Cass nods solemnly. You walk back towards the door. Grish is waiting for you. Tough kid. Not tough enough. The core honor guard are the best on the grid. Whoever bested this one is dangerous indeed. You know Grish's respect. Not something you see much of tonight. You hope it's well placed. We should move on, he says.
Hi, Windbreaker. Welcome in.
He's right. It's time. It's time to hear Prince's views on all of this.
Let's see if I can get the, anything from down here. Oh, thank you for redeeming first. Ah, I did it. I got it. Okay, good. It was hidden. Haha! I wonder if we can inquiry. Hold on.
Grish looks uncomfortable. Ada walks back and forth between her trees, inspecting each leaf in turn. There is nothing to discuss here for the time being.
Nope. Nope. Okay then.
The office is still as grand, as impressive as it was the last time you were here. You and Grish approach. A silent nod indicates their colleague wants you to take the lead again. Prince stands at the window as you approach. He turns. A smile of recognition flashes across his face. Welcome back, program, he says. How are things? Prince shrugs.
Thank you for the headpads. Sorry that there's no visual for this time with them. I thought it'd be easier using the PNG tonight. Hi, yes. Welcome, welcome. How are you?
I fear things have continued to slide in your absence, Prince says. I find myself increasingly forgetful. Some kind of lasting symptom of the explosion, you think?
Hi, Kai. Vibing, relaxing? Trying to. Same.
That does seem to be the case. I've heard, says Prince. I find it profoundly unsettling to be myself, but to also have parts missing. I'm a program that prides myself on my memory, my user-given... No, I go too far. I thank the users for my gifts, of course. Prince looks out the window. Tonight, I am jealous of the programs out there, who continue their ebb and flow untouched by what has happened here. How many programs function entirely in the dark, do you wonder? How many remain ignorant? So peaceful. They're likely happier. Very possibly, says Prince. That is my hope, that the work we do here is protective, that allows them the space to live without worry. It certainly makes things safer, I imagine. For us, says Prince, for our benefactors, certainly. Prince wobbles slightly, imperceptibly. Grish, however, notices. Are you all right, Administrator? Prish straightens. Of course. I'm just a little off balance from tonight's events. I find it hard to focus in on the detective's points and questions. I've forgotten so much earlier. You can help, Program? I can. Then do it, please. Help me put things back together a little. Prince takes the disc from his bag, hands it to Grish, who hands it to you. Oh my. Luck errors are obtuse. Their luck cards are being moved or cleared. You cannot do anything with locked cards until your next move. I see. Clear 5 of the same suit consecutively. Let's take this back to the beginning. Okay. The orange light of the administrator fizzled, blinking occasionally, common for programs of his advanced age. His voice croaked as he asked his last question. Do you understand? He fiddled with the light rings on his fingers as Prince considered everything he'd been told. He had studied under his mentor for 100 cycles, learning everything he could be learned about the repository and its many functions. In every sense that mattered, he did indeed understand. He also understood that the administrator hated him. That ego and pride would never allow him to accept Prince as his successor. He was old and fat and utterly useless, taking up space. Space that Prince had earned many times over. It was in that moment that Prince decided to de-res his mentor at the earliest opportunity. He knew his function. You hand the disc back to Krish, who replaces it on Prince's back. Prince stretches, rolling his neck, and smiles to himself. That's better. He turns to face you. So, what is your conclusion in this case? It's too early to say. Yes, quite. I respect your discretion in the matter. How long does this usually take? As long as it takes. Watch your tone, program. Prince tightens. Time is short, and it's important your work here is swift. I am, of course, comfortable to answer any questions you may ask me, or Krish here, before you resume your investigation. Ask as many as you like. How long for the explosion did Cass arrive at the item for storage? Barely enough time for us to register the arrival on our systems. Whoever did this, they knew ahead of time. They planned this. It's not good. Points to someone with information about our procedures. Oh, it's far worse than that. It implies the involvement of someone with information about the procedures of Core. Prince winces. Whoever did this knows more about the comings and goings of our vault than I do. How will Sierra's fellow programs react to his imprisonment? Prince laughs. Not well, I imagine. As you no doubt gathered from your conversation with him, his kind, the automata, stand directly opposed to the sanctity of our civilization. They blaspheme and they mock, and they bring nothing to back up their outlandish claims. They refuse the existence of the users, but can provide no evidence of their absence. It is infuriating. Prince shrinks back a little from his tirade. More of his kind every day, Krish says, making demands of the rest of us. I sincerely hope they're not fool enough to start a fight over this, says Prince. You are uncertain of his sincerity. Why hide away all this information? Did Ada not give her usual speech about pruning and refining information? Prince smiles. We don't hide anything. We maintain society via careful control of data. It requires a delicate and respectful touch. There is information that can kill program, says Krish. That doesn't dwell with you. No more questions. As you wish, says Prince. His head tilts slightly to the side, and he raises two fingers to his ear. An incoming message. Yes. Where? I see. He looks back to you, a determined flash to his eyes. It would appear we have an issue. Where? Prince appears shaken. My My exterior guards tell me a known criminal has just landed on the building. Her name is Proxy. Have you encountered her before? The name rings a bell. It should. I believe she wanted for a number of crimes, some of the worst imaginable. Grish tenses. She's a thief, a pirate. No respect at all for the work done here. Prince goes to his shelves and begins to pack a few items into a small bag. This is no coincidence. She must surely be involved in theft tonight. I'm moving to a secure location. Grish, you are coming with me. As you wish, says Grish. Curry, for my security, I'm afraid I cannot tell you where I am going. I will still be in the repository, but I'll be unavailable. For now. He finishes filling the bag up and seals it. I know your order doesn't engage in ongoing events, that you are forbidden from interfering. But I need you to consider that oath and the service of yourself are work and core. I need you to go up there and meet this interloper. I need you to find out her involvement in the involved explosion and prevent her from doing any more damage. When the time is right, I will return. I will ask questions. That's all I need, says Prince. For now. I'll trust you'll make the right decision if one must be made.
Hi, Brian. Welcome in.
Prince picks up the bag and heads for the elevator. Grish follows behind, disc in hand. She's on the landing pad, Query. I suspect some of your answers are up there with her. Oh, that kinda helps. Oh. I do like that, at least for the second chat.
I will be taking a very short break. I need to get up, stretch, do all that stuff. I've been going almost 2 hours. So if any of you have any self-health care that you need to do, now is the time to do it. I will see you all after the music. BRB. Hi, David. Draco, sweetie, could you do me a favor? Actually, I've not gotten up and done anything yet. I had a issue that needs to be taken care of here first. Draco? Or are there any other of my moderators in chat right now? I checked something from my end, but I need someone to do something from their end just to make sure. Cannot progress any farther without this. I just did. He usually has D&D up, but... Okay, hi night. No, it's alright. That actually helps a lot. Oh, okay, let me see here. Mods, actions. Hi, Draco. Give me 1 second. I want to reconfirm this with you after I view this. Let's see. Okay, could you please click on Knight's name and tell me if there are records of anything said after I did it? Like deleted messages or anything like that? Because apparently he was trying to say stuff after that and none of his messages were getting through. On my end, it says 133 messages, actions 000 as far as warnings, timeouts, and bans go, and 0 mod comments of anything. I do not see any records on here or in my moderator bar about there being deleted messages. So if there was anything, it might have been a connection issue on your end, Knight. I will actually, so like what happens when a message is deleted for like moderators and myself, your name will appear on like your full list of messages, but there will be a strikeout line. That is not something that can be gotten rid of. That cannot be trimmed off. Because there has to be a record for Twitch to access as well, just in case a moderator or a user tries to abuse their ability. So, just for peace of mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot this part, and I'm going to DM this to you, just so you can see. That must have been it. I do apologize if you thought we had taken action against you and did not say anything. Because I did make that caveat with the other collabor saying that if anyone was like tried to implicate anyone as being an imposter, that those messages be deleted. But well, I mean, I would have had that's the thing. I would have had a record of it. But at the same time, it's like things can happen when you're looking away, when you're AFK or whatever. So it was entirely possible, improbable, but entirely possible that while I was AFK, something could have happened and then it just completely slipped us by. But yeah, in this case, no, it must have been a packet loss, and I do apologize. Well, I apologize anyway. Because that sucked, and I am sorry you had to miss the rest of the stream because of that. Also, regarding your message from earlier about the story revisions, please, like, hit me up with everything that you have, and then when I take my next AFK break, which will actually be, like, the next few seconds, because I did not get up to do that, I will review them, and then I will respond before I get back to do any of this, because I do not want to keep you waiting longer than we have. No worry, Dermot. But yeah, I am gonna go proper AFK now, everybody. I will see you all again after the music. Please enjoy the chip tunes. BRB. Yeah, I hope so. I still don't know what that could have been. But yeah, okay. Bravo. We are back. Knight, are you still here? See, ship team sees switches between. What is a squeomorph? Depends. This just occurred to me while I was like proper AFK. So if you send something and your message is deleted, what I was talking before about your message having a strike through go through it, you actually would be able to see that as well. So if something like that happens and you see that happen with me like not telling a moderator of mine to do that for whatever reason, please, I implore you, take a screenshot of it and send it to me. Hi, sweetie. Doing okay. How are you? Something. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love it. I tend to go for like 8-bit, 16-bit, the occasional 32. Like the little the retro vibes. Only honey, yes, please go sleep. Get as much rest as you possibly can. That is a mode, actually, Dermot. I don't get migraine fatigue much anymore, but I have experienced that. I have chronic fatigue, so I'm tired all the fucking time. You can give me, like, 3 or 4 cans of espresso. I could slug all of them, and the only thing that it would do would basically nearly give me a heart attack. And you know, you're not wrong. Bye. I do not deny that, and most people here know this. That too, a heart attack. Oh well. Not planning on it. How are you doing, by the way? Like, I haven't asked about that in a while, and I apologize for that. Are you okay? Feel normal? Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Sodium and I don't really agree a lot these days either. Too much of it, I'll get sick. Like, want to throw up everywhere sick. Now this has changed back to being a schmuck. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I can handle salt if it's, like, light. Like potato chips, that's kind of fine, but, you put it in, like, a soup or something like that, you just put a little bit too much, I'm like, yeah, this bowl's ruined, I'm sorry. Sodium and water will make me, like, that will debilitate me. Yep, agreed, Dermot. Also agreed. Speaking of salty, I think our players right here are probably getting a bit salty that I'm not progressing the game. I'll keep paying attention to chat. I just want to make sure we don't stay paused any longer than we have to. So let's see. On the location. Landing pad. Okay.
The landing pad just out of the side of the repository, like a grit bug clinging steadily to a mountain. Oh, I misread that, but whatever. You're starting to relate to grit bugs. You're no negotiator. You've never interacted with an act of crime directly. The disciples of Tron investigate, they do not instigate.
Yeah, sodium and water I actually had to have once. It was mandatory for me to throw something up that I'd ingested that was, like, clogging my pipes. What was it, like, shrimp or something? I'd actually ingested something that if I'd fully swallowed it, it would have probably killed me, so they had to make me throw up. And they did it with like full-blown salt water. And my bones fucking hurt for the rest of the day. Yes, shellfish allergy. I can have like lobster and crab, but not shrimp. Anyway. I envy you.
A yell tears through the rain, breaks your process. Greetings, program! The woman stands at the center of the platform. Behind her, a stolen recognizer takes off, soaring back into whichever corner of the city it's usually hidden in.
A block of sodium, metal, and water turns into a grenade? Oh god. Don't envy you still fit. Oh. Yeah, that's no bueno. Check my DMs. Hold on. Okay, I will check that out after stream. Duly noted. Let's see.
The woman walks towards you. Her swagger implies casual charm, but you can sense a readiness to strike. Danger might not be present, but is certainly pre-cached. I said greetings, program. A playful anger crosses her eyes. Do you have a name? I'm Query. She laughs at you. You're more of a riddle wrapped in an enigma. No, it's... I know. You're DOT, right? Sworn to find truth outside the wheels of power, etc., etc. But it's still a charmingly fitting name. I'm Proxy. I'm sure you've already been told a great deal about me. Why don't give me your side of it? I'm a scoundrel, a ne'er-do-well, a good-for-nothing. Well, nothing except liberating the property of bigger scoundrels. She does a sarcastic little bow. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I think we're going to be very good friends, Detective.
She is so me-coded and appropriately color-coded, it's funny.
She's toying with you, testing your boundaries. Before you ask me your questions and we get to negotiating what happens next, I have one pressing question, if I may. Shoot. It's less of a question than an observation, really. It unsettles me. My question is, why is this landing pad not secured? No guards, nothing preventing my landing or unloading. My code whispers trap to me. I should have been surrounded by 6 angry programs with discs in hand the moment I set foot on such sacred ground. The word sacred was stressed, ringed for every available drop of sarcasm. No offense, but you're not as scary as the welcome I anticipated. Something happening? Are the usual programs occupied? There was an explosion. She nods, play acting, taking new information on board, pondering, considering the nuances of this new revelation. All in order to mock you for not realizing she was already aware, no doubt. An explosion tore apart your vault, and when someone like me sees that happen to a facility legendary for its security, I think to myself, maybe there's an opportunity here. And then, when I arrive and see that the guards have scattered elsewhere, I become certain that there's an opportunity. She gestures at you. You're all they had to send up to me, no doubt tightening security around the zealot prince. Who's Krish, by the way? You know each other? We used to. We fought together in the war. I think we took wildly different lessons from our time together. The first sign of weakness, a little sadness crosses her face. It's gone in an instant, partitioned away under layers of bravado. I'm here because I see an opportunity. An opportunity to take something of my own while you're busy chasing around that other thief. Why tell me? Because it's fun to have an audience. She smiles, but knows that's not a good enough answer. You're guilty. You investigate. You don't prevent. I'll be long gone before your case officially opens against me. You'll never find me. She's working very hard to appear confident. It's almost working. Confident, but out of boasts. Ask your questions then. Tell me what you're going to steal. Data. There are great secrets being kept in this building. One in particular has an infinite value. I need it. She smiles, empowered even by the idea of it. What data? Data our leaders tell us doesn't exist. When Flynn created this grid, he left behind a code which would empower a program in ways we cannot imagine. Give them abilities beyond anything any program has ever possessed. I will find that code tonight. It's here. Somewhere. Where? I don't know. I will. Are you going to hurt programs tonight? Only those I need to. Those that get in my way. Matter of fact, to the point, no bravado. Derezzing is easy for you? She gestures as if throwing her disc. It's all in the wrists. I do what I have to survive. She holds her eyes. No budge. Tell me about the war. She looks down. Nothing to tell. A bad time. A time I'd rather forget. A gift the users didn't grant us. No. Cursed to remember everything that happened to us outside of errors and glitches. Can you imagine what it must be to have the power to curate your own memories like a user? She shakes her head. Let's move on. Good. I think I'm done talking. Her tone has shifted. The bravado of earlier has slipped away. She's finished playing. I'm going to walk past you now. I'm going to walk past you and into the repository. Once there, I will do what I have to do to find what I came for. You need to get out of my way. She reaches to her back, grabs her disc. It sparks and shivers with energy. You have no doubt she knows how to use it. I'm not your enemy. Good. Don't forget it. A bullying tone. You don't like it. You wonder how she'll use this power she covets. And then it happens. She moves fast, closing the gap between you and holding her disc to your neck. You feel the sizzle of it brush against you. You instinctively draw your own disc, just like you were taught. You hold it millimeters from her neck. A few particles of her hair turn to light and drift off the platform, sliced by your weapon. You're fast, program. She jumps back, adopting a throwing stance. You mirror her. Stop. I don't want to fight. I promise you, unless you roll your disc, there will be one. And it will be brief. She stands ready. A stalemate. This moment matters, a choice either way. I'll drop it. You open your right hand, dropping the disc on the floor beneath you. It clangs, metal against metal. I'm not your enemy, Proxy. My job is to investigate, not fight you. She smiles, replacing her disc on her back. I'm glad. Genuinely. She walks over, picks up your disc, and hands it back to you before brushing past the elevator. Next time I see you, Query, I will have the power of Flynn. I'll remember the respect you showed me. The elevator doors close. She is gone. The rain continues to smash the landing pad. You now stand alone. You did that which no DOT must ever do. You made a decision. It's becoming a dangerous habit tonight. It's so cold out here. The library feels like a mirage, given everything else going on the rest of the building, and is peaceful. Calm. The trees shielded those here from the memory bug. It seems to also shield them from the petty concerns of Proxy and the others. As you enter, Ada ushers you over. She seems less comfortable than before. Greetings again, program. She looks around, checking there is nobody with you. Definitely uncomfortable. Has Proxy been here? Ada looks back at Sierra, then to the door. No sign yet, but it's surely a matter of time. You suspect that Proxy thought the information she knew was in the library, she'd already be here. You say as much to Ada. I suppose that makes sense. She must think it's hidden somewhere more private, even than my garden. Did she say what she was looking for? Some kind of superpowered modification. Ah, the key. For the stories, too, code that grants the powers of a user. If it exists, I've never seen it, and I've seen most things. Somewhat reassuring. Ada seems reassured. I hope I did not give you the impression from earlier that I am naive. I have my dealings with the outside world. I understand the nuance of my code's work. It's ethical complexity. I have nothing but respect for you. Ada smiles. Genuine. Intimate. Thank you. I need to confess something to you. I'm listening. I worry that I have played a role in the theft, and now in Proxy's attempt. You're working with someone on the outside? Yes, but not how you think. She breathes deeply, centering herself. Eyes still closed, she continues. While I believe that information must be controlled and structured, I think that it must then be spread. Our administrator, Prince, has been more cautious with this than I'd like. Take Sierra over there. The Automata had to send him here to bargain for access to our records. Why could we not simply share? Data pruning is important. Public access would be shaped and refined, but if the public never has access, then what purpose does that serve beyond a pretty garden inside a box? She takes another deep breath. A little shudder in this one. I've been releasing small packets of data. Highly curated, of course. But I've been releasing them. It was intended to inspire, but I worry it was too successful. Rumors of secrets still hidden here have been circulating, building interest. You think they stole some data from the vault? What else? What other valuable could Core have in there? There is nothing more precious, more important than the data we possess. The information in this room, and the repository as a whole, is all we need to guide our culture. I made our work here prominent in a way it had not been before. I opened the door. You let that hang in the air for a moment. You're not responsible for the explosion. A smile. Not directly. No. I should have seen it as a likely outcome, however. A gift for prediction. It's a perk of my work. She steps out of your way. You should talk to Sierra. He spoke highly of you after your first meeting. Good. That will make this next interrogation easier. You walk out onto the viewing platform. Sierra stands enormous, watching you approach. Query? Oh, the need for levity, or... No, show concern. how have you been? I've not been very busy, if I'm honest. Oh. Whoa, okay. Sierra smiles warmly. I found our last conversation engaging, refreshing to experience a little respect. He leans forward. How can I help you with your investigation? I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. You stand in front of Sierra. He sits. I'm grateful that you came alone. Ask your questions. Where were you at the time of the explosion? I was here, with Ada. That's why my memory was unaffected. I was on a tour. You wonder why this alibi is only coming up now. Why nobody asked. You suspect you know why. So you couldn't have done it. You know? I think you might be right. Sarcasm. Tell me about Ada. He looks over at her. Back to her pruning. She's been kind to me. Well, as kind as the situation allows. We have had a number of conversations about this library. Do you have trees like this in the sprawl? We have trees, but not like this. For us, data grows wild and beautiful. We would never corrupt it through editing or controlling it in any way done here. I have no complaints about my treatment by Ada. What's your opinion of Grish? I don't want to talk about that program. Do the automata want anything in particular from Core? To be left alone, mostly. Access to this data would be a beautiful addition, though. This data belongs to all programs, not a select few. A sincere answer. No more questions. Good. A thought occurs to you. Why didn't Grish ask you for an alibi? Sierra laughs. After all you've seen, all you've investigated, you still presume that a puppet of Core's would actually go out of their way to be helpful. He laughs again. It doesn't feel good. Maybe I did it remotely. Maybe I'm pulling the strings. Maybe I masterminded that thief's appearance, too. He stands up. The laughter stops. I think I'm done with this now, program. Ada runs up, hearing Sierra's bellowing laugh at the center of the library. Is everything alright? Sierra's just laughing at me. She smiles. He's a wise program. I've enjoyed our conversations. Sierra is staring sternly at you. I am done. Meaning? He steps forward, brushes a hand against the force field, making it sizzle. I am innocent. Allow me to leave. Ada looks confused. But Grish commanded Sierra points at you. He's the assigned DOT to my case. If he chooses to, he can end my questioning at any time. If there are no more questions, then I will leave. You consider his request. I actually don't. Switch off the force field, Ada. Is that a good... Do it. She does. Sierra stands, seemingly surprised by your decision. I'm free to go? Yes. I know my way to the sprawl if I've anything else to ask. He nods. That's all the thanks you'll be getting from him. He steps past you and slowly makes his way to the elevator. Was that wise? Truths can't be contained. She looks after Sierra as he gets into the elevator. I suppose not. The force field begins to reactivate. You turn and walk away, past the trees and the waterfalls. It seems more peaceful now, less corrupted. Another decision. Let's check on Cass. The vault is as much as you left it. Outside, the falling debris of the explosions have stopped. And the room has begun to cool from the rain and wind outside. Cass stands by the hole in the vault wall. You look more confident than I remember. More ready. Hello, Query. Are you okay? They turn to you. Not at all, no. But I appreciate you asking. They reach out into the void. The rain feels peculiar to me. It shouldn't. It's rain. Most common thing on the grid, right? It comes and goes. So why is it so strange? They withdraw their arm, wipe it dry on their robes. It's cold out there. It is. That's strange to me, too. The sensation. They walk over to you. I apologize. Ignore me. Everything feels strange right now. They are clearly still suffering from the damage they took in the explosion. How goes the investigation? I still don't know the fundamentals of the case. No, I have not been much help. Have I? You smile, an attempt to reassure them. Hopefully I can help you learn more before the thief causes more trouble. You've heard about Proxy? I did. From Prince. He made Grish bring him here to meet me. Apparently he had to see me for himself. He seemed scared. Prince, I mean. Grish seemed quite excited by the idea of a fight. It's endlessly fascinating to know how fast information travels in a confined space. Ironic to see the same in a place so defined by secrecy. You're safe. She's not interested in you. If you say so. You leave it there. Cass seems frustrated. Whatever I was guarding, it's safe to assume I failed in my task. I cannot let that happen again. I'm sure you did your best. Not good enough. This is not uncommon among victims of crime. They need to contextualize themselves as active participants by assigning themselves blame. Claw back some autonomy. Victims are usually blameless. Sometimes, though. Yeah. We need to find out what was stolen. Okay. You nod. They remove their disc and hand it to you. Their hands are shaking. Are you scared? Yes. A little. Of what we'll find out. They smile bravely. I want to know the truth of this just as much as you do. More, possibly. The disc holds an answer. Clear 3 cards of the same value consecutively. Let's see. This does seem to be working like it should. I know I cleared some. I'll try this from the beginning. It is a bit strange, I'll admit. The unlock does not work like it should. Like it says here, clear 3 cards at the same value. Like, so I've got... It's a good example. See, we got like a 3 and a 3. And that should have done that, like put that up to 2, but it did not. So it's very much trial and error. Then again, I've not been really good with mathematics my entire life, so I might be missing something fundamental. Yeah, consecutively. So I did that once, and then... See, we got 5 and 5. But did it go up? Because it's stated at the very beginning when you're learning to do disk repair that you can either go by number value or symbol value. But in this case, it's usually number value. You know what? You might be right. Let's see. That's true. That's a very clever puzzle. So what do we have here? We've got... Five and a 5, 3 and a 3. Three and a 3. No. Since I found the gas chance 5. Oh, wait a second, that will still clear 5. No. Huh. 6. No, I think you're onto something. It's just convoluted as fuck. We'll go back to the beginning of this one. So we'll do it like this. We'll try and go by symbol. So 1, 1, 1. Okay, yeah, it's value. So it's numbers. It's not symbols. So let's see here. We'll go like this. So 0, 0. Okay, that's 1. So we've got 3 and a 3. No, so it has to be whatever you choose first. What is the commonality here? Six. There's 6 here. No, that's what I thought. Okay. Hold on. This might be something. So that unlocks that. Okay, so 6 is not the value to start with. 7, 7, 7. Okay, so the key might be to eliminate these first. There is the play for me, but I don't want to do that right off the bat. Okay, so let's try this 5, 5. moves, but also potentially because there's a lot of moves. So what I might be trying to do here is like a long game. God, 4, I've got 5, 6. That's blunt, however. Let's try. Okay, about like that. Alright, 6. 6. There's also the movement to consider. Okay. Let's do a play. Other play. And one play. Okay. Oh. Okay, we got a little bit closer. I did. It's just, it's very strange. It's got, but that put it back to 1. There's nothing like it. Okay, so. Nope. Resets it. Alright, dude, and that's okay. Let's right here, I believe. Or not that. Not that. This? 7 and 3. Then I try something that's like just that's similar, but and then it resets it to 1. Same thing there. So -3, a free tree move. Oh, okay. I see how this works. Okay, that's a lot simpler than this is making believe. So. Alright, perfect. Okay, so we've got 3, 3. 3. Ah! Brilliant night. And there's one right there. Okay, so we got the disc color. That's good. The white bars are, yeah, they can, if there's a space, they're just make it more difficult to connect cards in general. There are locks, but none are present here. Okay, so what we need to do now... Let's see, 5 and 5. 6. 2. So the way that the cards move is sort of like a chess piece. You can move either directly next to you or over if you happen to have like shared value. But these things make like that kind of movement, so if I wanted to connect for whatever reason the 9 to the 5, I cannot do that. No. If there were no, whatever these are called, I couldn't. Yeah, you can see, like, right, if I have a highlight, there are arrows, like there, here, and here. But, like, if the 1 was here, like, hypothetically, I could connect those. I can't, but hypothetically I could. Alright, so let's see. I think at this point it's just a matter of trying to clear the board. That one. But there's no way I can connect these. So the 2 right there is what's being problematic. I need to make sure there are more oranges, or less, I should say. So we need to... There's a 2 there I could have. another tooth there. Alright, so that lets you know there's a little arrow, you can't do anything. Yeah! There we go. White light, heat, rippling outward in waves. Light punches past white into a brightness unimaginable. A rumble, growing into a roar, transforming into a scream. Silence. Darkness. A hum. A sizzle. Everything. Nothing. You hand the disc. You hand the disc back, and Cass replaces it on their back. Your eyes flash as they sink. Silent. Everything okay? They look at you. No. They look uncomfortable, frustrated. I don't know what was stolen, or who stole it, or... It's okay. No. No, it's not. Tears swell in Cass's eyes. I want to be helpful. I really do. I want to be the one who cracks the case and finds out what happened here with you. I know there's something in there. I'm missing it. You know they want to help. This is heartbreaking. Cass falls to their knees, shaken. You kneel down to join them. I don't remember anything or anyone. I was alone in the vault. An explosion. Oblivion. Wait. Did they? You were here for the explosion? You knew that already. You were in the vault? Yes, of course, that's where you found me. But you were alone. Realization dawns on Cass's face. I was alone. New information. Not much, but something to build on. The explosion was triggered remotely? Cass considers. Maybe it's possible. Or maybe from outside? It doesn't add up. Yet. You help Cass back to their feet. I'm proud of you. I'll be proud once I remembered more. At the moment, not so much. For now, they're right. But you have something to ask the others about now, at least. Do you have any suspects at all? won, but he has an alibi. No need to tell Cass about his question, or the decision you made. Cass nods and looks back to the window. I think I'd like to be alone for a little while, if that's okay. I have to try and remember something more. Anything, really. You respect the request and leave as the vault continues to cool. Now.
There we go. As much as I want to keep continuing, because this has gripped me, I am not gonna lie, this is a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I have been going now over 3 hours, and I'm not used to this much narrative. At least my throat isn't. So I think, for the sake of my voice, the fact that I have to get up early for breakfast alone, and I want to save my hand a little bit of clicking power, I'm gonna call it here. But thank you, everybody, for joining me on this yet another Guerrilla stream. I know I do a lot of these. I tend to just go at it whenever the fuck. Usually when my mind gets stuck in a bad place, which is happening a lot these days, I will admit. I'll be okay. Because of people like you here with me, I'll be okay. But I still apologize to those who reach out to me in DMs, like Knight, for instance. I know you want to hang out with me, talk to me about things, and I'm just not around like I used to be. It's not because I'm busy or because I don't want to, it's just because my brain either does not have the capacity to juggle that right now, or I just want to sleep. Chronic fatigue plus depression is a terrible thing to have. But that aside, I look forward to getting back to this. Hopefully with all you at my side. So, until we next see one another, whenever that may be, whenever it may be the daytime, the nighttime, or whatever your time zone is, remember everyone, what doesn't kill you gives you XP. Little me, signing off for now. Jenny. And, Wolf. Bye, everybody. Good night, sweetie. Talk to you soon. Love you.